What's Gucci, y'all? BRC in the building, coming at you with 5 helpful tips and tricks that'll help you improve your PUBG gameplay. Let's slide on into them. Up first, we have the flare gun tip. A lot of people tend to shoot the flare gun by aiming in the air with their ADS button and pulling the R trigger or the R2 button if you're on the PS4, and the care pack will land about 50 to 100 meters away. But with this technique, you push your ADS button or over the shoulder aim button, then let go, then pull the trigger. The care pack will land in the vicinity of the spot you shot the flare gun from. Alright guys, the next tip is about throwables, mostly frags and mollies. We're not going to talk about smokes because we took care of that in the rank tips and tricks video. With a frag in your hand, you could hold RT or R2 on a PS4 controller for as long as you want before you actually pull the pin, which is LB or L1 on a PS4 controller. And to cancel this, if you haven't pulled the pin already, you just click Y to pull your gun out, boom. Grenade or throwable goes right back into your pocket. Also works with mollies. Same thing, you can hold it as long as you want. Mollies obviously have no pin, so you can't push L1 or LB. And just click Y, put your frag away. Now, when you have throwables out, I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but as you can see, on my crosshair, the top crosshair is highlighted more than the bottom one. So that means I'm going to do an overhand throw with my frag grenade when I push the RT or the R2 button. Now, as you guys can see, I pull it back out. Before I click the RT or the R2 button, if I click LT, it switches from underhand, as you can see it's highlighted, the bottom crosshair, LT again, the top crosshair is highlighted. So this is kind of how you could see which throwing motion you're in before you actually pull the RT or the R2 button. You could also see which throwing motion you're in by seeing the movement of your character's arm. As you can see, it looks like he's in an overhand motion now. If I click LT or L2, he's in an underhand motion. But whatever's easy for you, just make sure you keep an eye out on that. Now guys, with frags, I don't recommend carrying over 2 or 3. They're just too heavy. They're not as good as they used to be. You could have a frag grenade land right under an opponent and they could survive, or you could have a frag grenade land 15 yards from an opponent and it completely annihilates them. So you just never know. But with one of the most recent updates, obviously you could go prone depending on what type of gear you have to help reduce some damage from a frag grenade. See what kind of damage it does, level 3 gear. That's all the damage it did. Now here, I'm going to try to throw it in the same exact spot without going prone, just to see what it does. Too bad, without going prone. Now that just kind of shows that you just never know what to expect when it comes to frag grenade. So guys, what I recommend is using mollies, how the fire spreads around objects, how it spreads in houses. You could still do the same thing as how you would like to use frag grenades and pull people out of their position when hiding. And then another good thing about mollies is if you're mollied or on fire, you can't aim down your sight. So just keep that in mind. Can't aim down. Not until the fire goes away. Alright guys, next up we got vehicle explosions. As we know, the most recent update, your vehicle doesn't just explode right when it hits 0 health. You have about 5 seconds. Once it hits 0 health, you have about 5 seconds before the vehicle truly explodes and kills you and your team. Keep that in mind now. You don't have to stop too early when it's smoking. Alright, here we go. It's already smoking. Alright, as you can see, vehicle health, red, fairly low. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Almost there. Look at that. So I can't move, it'll stop. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and 5 seconds it explodes. So you have enough time, the vehicle will come to a halt with the engine. So depending on your speed, the engine will cut. Depending on your speed, you'll continue rolling, get to a better spot, and have enough time to get out. Stop the vehicle yourself, get out, and get somewhere safe. Alright guys, next tip, stay fully boosted, especially near end game. And if you need more inventory space, pick things up and you have a ton of boost, just full boost, you might as well. That way you have a little increase in speed. You don't have to boost up if you've been shot a couple times, and you save some time later in game when you do get hit, and then finally remember to boost up. Alright, next up we're going to talk about peeking. Going into over the shoulder aiming could help you peek around little angles where you could potentially see someone hiding in a little deep corner without you exposing your full body. We all know about the third person peek feature. A lot of people hate it, but if you are playing TPP, you might as well take advantage of it. As you can see here, we're doing TPP, looking through the doors, can't be seen, but we can't see in this little corner of this room here. Obviously you could look over the top, but for example, if this was all covered, you could easily TPP, aim over your shoulder, lean with it, and then you could check that corner. Check that corner. Now obviously things like this, it make you vulnerable because you are having to show yourself through the doorway in different areas. But if you know that it's just one closed in room, closed in wall, closed in house, you know it's clear here, you can look over, peek, boom, just like that. You can see the corner of the house. Any other little angles like that, look, as for example, if you want to look here, doing TPP, look like this, but you know, in case this guy's like up here looking like this and you can't see him, easy, just go here, over the shoulder aim, peek that, bada bing, bada boom. Now again, you're exposed from other areas, so you have to make sure the room is clear in those areas before you do this. At least the man in the corner won't be able to see you. So once you clear the room, then you clear the other corners. Use an over the shoulder aim. That way you could get into those little sticky spots. A little bit of lean with that as well. You could really look around the corners. Bing bada boom. Use this feature, guys. Take advantage of it. We are in TPP for a reason. You might as well take advantage of all the features